Well, good afternoon. That's something for walk-on music. I used to play in the Bundesliga. You didn't get that. But I am thrilled to be here today. Jonathan, thank you so much for that kind introduction. Yes, I'm the oldest of five, so that also makes me a little bit bossy as well, which means I can be somewhat insufferable. But I am here today representing our state of Massachusetts. For those of you who call Massachusetts home, we are grateful you are here. We want you to stay here. We want you to grow your families here, grow business and careers here, grow old here. For those of you who are visiting, you may have spent time here in school, researching, incubating. Welcome back to Massachusetts. And again, we would love to see more of you here for a longer period of time. Jonathan mentioned our terrific Secretary of Economic Development, Yvonne Howe, who you will meet if you haven't already, and you'll also hear from tomorrow. She is joining me as well. And I was lucky, I got here early enough to listen to that fabulous fireside chat between Ann Klebanski of MGB and Brian Moynihan of Bank of America. And I really appreciated the synergy in that conversation, because really that reflects what this is all about, what this event is all about, and I think what the work going forward needs to be all about. As I say, I am so happy to be welcoming all of you here to Massachusetts and to Boston. And I really want to thank you to all the scientists in the room, to the healers, to the investors, to the future builders of this life-saving industry. I say thank you. I've had the benefit of watching so much of your activity in action for so long, and I am just really grateful. I want to thank you for bringing hope every day in the work that you do to families all across this world who are facing illness. I want to thank you for all you do to improve the health and well-being and outcomes of our communities. And I want to thank you for your work together in unparalleled collaboration in leading the world through this frightening global pandemic of COVID. So thank you. Thank you also for coming back to Massachusetts. Jonathan moderated that discussion, and Jonathan and his family have long been about supporting our healthcare institutions here and our healthcare ecosystem here in the state. It's an ecosystem that we think is really, really fabulous. And I know we all tend to be a little provincial in our thinking, and I'm certainly guilty of that. But I do believe that Massachusetts and Boston and Cambridge, we are the global epicenter for life sciences. And as somebody who is and was a little competitive, it is my intention to do everything to not only maintain that, but to lengthen our lead. And I'll say that we have a lot of challenges ahead of us. We know it's an ever-changing world, an ever-changing environment, and the conditions for success are ones that require constant attention and continued partnership with those of us in government. But Ann is right. We do believe we have it all here, and this is an unparalleled ecosystem with unparalleled opportunities. So again, we welcome you not only this week, but all year round to live, to work, to innovate, to grow, and to succeed. We're also proud of the leadership that through time Massachusetts has played in and shown in developing vaccines and treatments that are saving lives all over the world as we speak. We are a state, remember, that goes back to the earliest founding of this country. We might get in a little fight with Virginia from time to time, but we are home to the birthplace of the American Revolution. We are home to the country's first and the world's longest living Constitution. We are home to so much, from the American Revolution all the way through being the first to pioneer universal health care for all. We're the first state to stand up and say love is love. We're home to the first public school, public library, public park, lighthouse. We invented the first surgical anesthesia, heart valve surgery, successful cancer treatments, kidney transplants, immunology, MRI technology, COVID vaccines. I could spend all day listing the medical innovations that have come out of here, but I say these things because here's why it matters right now. Too many other places are erecting barriers to progress. Some places, including some state legislatures and some governors in our country, are trying to do more. They're trying to take us backwards. We are a state, and I want you to understand the value proposition of doing work, spending time, investing here in our ecosystem. We are a state that will always support science, data, research, entrepreneurship, innovation, brains, talent, with a demonstrated capacity to work together. It is about working together. We are all so much better and so much more powerful and better off when we are able to harness that. And that is something that is very much who we are. We teach science. We're proud of our nation-leading K-12 schools, our 100+ universities and medical schools that draw students from all over the world. We not only teach science, we discover and create science in our hospitals, in our labs, in our institutes, and in 18 of the 20 largest biopharmaceutical companies in the world that also do business here in Massachusetts. We teach, we discover, we invest. We're proud to be #1 per capita in venture capital funding, industry R&D, and NIH funding. And this is important. We welcome and embrace humanity in all of its diversity. No matter who you are or who you love, your rights will be protected here. Your access to reproductive health care will be protected here, and I could go on. But I want you to know this is our culture. And it cuts across all political, civic, and community life. We celebrate and we support our innovators. Now, 15 years ago, prior Governor Deval Patrick, instituted and created a new model for public-private partnership. We call it the Massachusetts Life Sciences Center. And across subsequent bipartisan administrations, through ups and downs in the economy, we've been committed to this partnership. And we are committed to this partnership because it's rooted in our state identity, and it has advanced both our scientific leadership and our economic competitiveness. We are currently actively working with a coalition of industry leaders and our state legislature to plan the next iteration of the Life Sciences Initiative when the current initiative expires in 2025. We want to go big, we want to be bold, and we look forward to making a new investment for a new era of success. We want to see you produce even more discoveries, cure even more diseases, and help more patients. We want to be the leader in biomanufacturing as well as discovery, and create more good jobs in more of our communities. We want to grow and share our commitment to equity and access to life-saving and life-improving cures. We want to open up STEM careers to move more of our students and unlock their untapped potential in all of our communities. And we want your help. We want your help to find your talent and grow your workforce. It's an issue, we know, in every industry across the state, across the country and world right now. But it is something that we are very interested in collaborating on. Brian mentioned collaborating, and Ann spoke about collaborating and convening. And I think a most recent example of that came about when we had an unparalleled convening and collaboration for ARPA-H. We'll see how that goes, but know that, I was blown away by the many parts. Talk about a hub with so many spokes contributing to our application there. We're making the same play when it comes to the CHIPS and Science Act. And to see our hospitals and academic teaching centers and our research entities and institutes, along with private industry, convene and work together is really, really super exciting. Another area where we're collaborating and convening is when it comes to workforce. You cannot be the engines of growth that Brian spoke of and that we want you to be unless you have the human talent there ready to move you forward. That's why last week, when we hosted BIO's International Convention here in Boston, I announced a new program, Mass Talent, special program right here for companies doing business in Massachusetts. It's going to be a one-stop portal, front door for you to find the talent that you need here in the state. And we will be working actively with you, supporting our vocational schools, our career training institutes, our community colleges, and elsewhere to make sure that there is alignment between the kinds of talent that you need and the requisite training to be able to get people up and running. So we know that workforce is key. That's why we've put $50 million forward for Mass Talent, $50 million to help you get the workforce that you need and to help our residents have greater opportunity. And part of that includes a particular Pathmaker program. We're actually funding programs here in Massachusetts akin to what they've long done in Europe and elsewhere, where we're training kids at a very, very young age, getting them on career paths in life sciences even earlier. So this will be terrific for our young people, and obviously it will be terrific for companies here. The idea is alignment, making sure that every industry is able to train and ensure that we are training with the most relevant skills, and to do so quickly because we cannot afford to waste any time. We want to broaden the reach of life sciences in Massachusetts. We want to provide in-demand skills, good job opportunities, and meaningful careers, whether your jobs are in labs, offices, or manufacturing. Companies like Moderna, Sanofi, Takeda, many more have shown already the benefits of having a lab and an R&D facility in close proximity to manufacturing. They're doing that here in the state, opening up more and more manufacturing facilities. It can be done, and it makes so much sense. And we want to build on that model all across the state, all across all of our regions for both our homegrown companies as well as anyone looking to locate or expand here. So it's all about Team Massachusetts, working together with one another. To those of you from around the United States or around the world, know that we have a spot on the roster open for you. It doesn't mean that you can't do business elsewhere, but it does mean there's something special about this ecosystem here. And part of what I wanted to do today, in addition to thanking you for the work that you do, your revolutions in medical science, despite upheavals in a global economy and trying political headwinds sometimes, a pandemic that tested us all. I just want to say thank you for the work that you do, for the investments that you make, and for the energy that you continue to bring to this. And I want you to know that we are ready to invest in this partnership and move forward. It's something that's in our DNA, it's in our RMNA, and it's something special to Massachusetts. So I wish you all the best in the work ahead. I look forward to the growth together. I look forward to the healing and the curing and the advancement of good. All of you were drawn into this with an idea that we can all work to live each day to try to make the world a little bit better place. Some of you do that through your expertise and your research. Some of you do that through your treasure and strategic investment. But all of us together can work to make a huge difference here. So on behalf of everybody here in the state of Massachusetts, we hope you have a wonderful few days here at the conference. Get out and see our great city and hop across the river if you want. There's lots to take advantage of this time of year. And thank you so much for having me.